What is up, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, day traders, cloud swing traders? Hope you guys are doing absolutely fantastic. Uh, First housekeeping. How do I sound? Does the mic sound all right? Because a different setup today, so I just want to make sure everybody can hear me loud and clear, and we don't have any audio issues. Franco says all good. BEA, beautiful. Alex says good for you, perfect. Lucian's at Home Depot buying wood, I guess. Give him some 5x5s. All right, all good, all good. BEA, beautiful. What is better than good audio is the fact that we got Chuck in the house. Good morning. We got Albert, Alex, Andy is with us. We got Carrie. Good morning. Christopher, Corey, Dale, Ryan is with us. David, my boy. Hope you're doing well, Fayaz. We got Franco. Gina's in the house, the rock star. We got Jay. Good morning to Kevin. Lawrence Ward. Good morning. We got Lauren in the house, Lucian Wilcox, good morning. Martina, Ron, Steve Salins. I don't recognize you. Are you new? Is it your first day? You've been here for a minute. If I missed you and you've been here for a minute, I apologize. We got Wally in the house. Good morning. We got Varus, all my peeps in YouTube lands. Good morning to all you guys. We got Put Spread in the says good morning. We got Brian Davis. Good morning. Richard Jett, Jeff Pierce. Put Spread says YouTube mic is good as well. All right, perfect. We got Daniel. Good morning. Real virtual demands. We got a wild market. Wild. This is so fun. Let me just switch this over to SPY real quick. So a lot of things gapping up, and yeah, I don't know. Nvidia still strong. So it did not. I was looking for a spot to say maybe we could reverse this thing down a little bit. Blew through it, and yeah, just no stopping. However, wow, it actually yes, SPY's. So SPY was gapping up a little bit ago. Interesting enough, it was a retest gap. They're going to make it all the more interesting. Looks like we've already kind of did the retest this morning. So the question now is the retest in and then we continue? Or do we pull back a little further? So here's my two scenarios. Someone from the Fed said they don't see a reason to pause rate hikes. Uh-oh. Was that just now? Did that come in? Corey said somebody from the Fed is talking, and that's not what the market wants to hear. To be fair, if they could get away with more rate hikes so they could hit the terminal rate of 2%, why wouldn't they? I don't know. I would if I was the Fed. That's just me, though. If the market's going to keep going up, the entire economy's not collapsing. And that's why I think the case. I mean, we're still kind of pricing in that they reverse rates this next couple months. I don't why why would you buy the dip on everything? Loose lip sinks my calls. Yeah, we'll see how it plays out. But I think here's our two scenarios. I don't know how much that news is going to play into it, but could we pull back a little? Yeah, it's possible. Do I really want to play bearish? No, not at all. Anytime you play bearish anything, your face gets ripped off. So I'm looking at this spot right here. Could we get a little pullback? My number was 413.56. Again, this is the number we had some challenges with before. This would also, by the way, if we start breaking the candle from yesterday, and I hate to go all doom and gloom, but if we do, I would say break this candle, and especially probably that little red candle, we start getting down further. This is going to look like a pretty mean head and shoulders when everybody's bullish out there in the markets. That's going to get ugly. So we'll see. We'll see. Lucian says, I don't think 25 basis points hikes are hurting them. Nah, we went from 0 to 5 point. I think we're at 5.15, something like that. I mean, we sat through 18 months of sideways chop in the SPY. And we're still, I would argue, still kind of in that zone. We were just closing kind of at the highs of it yesterday. So again, are we 100% in bull market and we just break out and start running? I think it's still too soon to say. I don't want to go there. I don't want to say it. This is a very good breakout candle we had yesterday. We saw the same thing here, right? This one actually kind of looks like right now, if we were to kind of redraw this thing, we were up here pre-market, we came down, we're sitting right here. I don't know. Obviously, today's still wide open, but yeah, again, until I see a reason to go bearish, I can't really get all in. I'm bearish, and this is it. But I'm gonna look at for this 413.56 zone. We're gonna see if this one wants to play out as our support. I can see one a little bit higher too. So somewhere in this zone, it doesn't have to be exactly 413.56. And then I'm looking for a bounce. If we can get one, we get probable continuation back to that 418.31. If we are pulling back and we do not hold this 413.56 support, then we're back into this chop zone. Again, we're going to have yesterday, this entire rally, there was not a lot of information out there, not a lot of news out there. There's just like pick from Lauren DJ. Walmart. Yeah, we'll take a look at it. Walmart. But the entire news was running on the fact that debt ceiling probably will be negotiated or is possible Sunday. So now that news is out there. Again, I think if it does pass, we probably see 1 or 2 days of rallying, and then we probably start to pull back at that point until we see Jerome Powell and we see some more numbers coming out and things like that. And we're very news driven. If we do not make a deal and the market is still expecting it by Sunday or going into the weekend, then I think we see a pretty decent sell off, pretty decent drop. So we'll take a look. We'll see what happens out there. But SPY. So take a look at Qs, see if it looks any different. Obviously, Qs have been much strong as we've been just trading sideways on the SPYs. Qs have broken out and just continue to rally. Even on this pullback, we're still actually gapping up slightly on the Qs, so nothing too crazy there. But yeah, more continuation. You guys want to take a look at Walmart's? Yep. So Walmart had earnings. I think Bob had earnings too, so we'll take a look at that one as well. But we do have a gap and go on Walmart into a little resistance pre-market. So I don't love that. I mean, even in a longer term basis, we got rejected up in the zone before as well. But if I could get that red candle, that high wave that we've been kind of playing pretty successfully the last little bit, that would be the play to watch. So let's throw Walmart up a little bit higher. My thought process is bullish. Do we pull back slightly first and then look to go? And if we do go, the question is where? I mean, if we start breaking this 153.77, it's possible, but I don't know. That should be a really good resistance. So just watch out for the resistance. Otherwise, yeah, it's very tough to go short on these things. That is a good gap and go, and we'll see. But don't really want to go short it. I'm not too excited in the long direction just because I don't know where I don't know where the potential of this one goes today. Cisco has a bearish gap and go. I didn't even know bearish gap and goes were real things anymore. I thought that went out the window like the abacus. You're at a little bit of support, but that is a pretty nasty gap and go. You even had bullish momentum starting to come in. We were in a squeeze, and now that squeeze looks like anybody that had that bullish momentum would be trapped. Yeah, I got to put this one on the list. We might be able to play this one to the downside. Again, I'm going to look for that green candle in this one and see if we can take a break of it, see if we get a little retest first. Let me just add this one. So that would be so far our bearish play. real virtual demand. I'm just reading your comment. Real Virtual Demand says, I'm here on time. Can we look at Bitcoin futures? You can come anytime as long as I'm alive on YouTube, and we can still look at Bitcoin futures. I don't know Bitcoin futures if there's an exact symbol for it. So all I really do is look at Bitcoin itself. Bitcoin looks to me like a little bit of a head and shoulders on the daily. So this could be the left shoulder. This is the head. This would be some kind of right shoulder with some kind of double top. This would have been your neckline somewhere in this zone. And watch out for this. This should be the resistance somewhere in this zone. If it gets a little crazy, maybe we get closer to that 28,000. And then I could see something like this, at least into the 200. So again, I don't know if it's a huge drop or not, but it does look a little bit head and shoulders on Bitcoin at the moment. All right, let's see. But I do appreciate you showing up on time. That's all I ask. That is all I ask. No, I ask two things. One, show up on time. Two, hit the like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell if you have not already done so. Also share it with a friend. I'm very needy today. I'm very needy today. All right, let's see if there's another stock. Any other stocks that you guys want? Throw it in there. BBWY, is that a ticker? I mean BBWI. I don't know what I said. It is. Oh, that's Bed Bath and Body Works, or Bath and Body Works. I was going Bed Bath Beyond there for a second. Nice little gap. So this is earnings. Yep, so surprise beat, 28% to the upside, earnings per share. Slight little beat on revenue. I don't know, for all the Kohl's haters out there, retail's looking pretty good. That's all I'm saying. I like the fact that we're above this little bit of a longer term volume. This one actually might be decent too. Some resistance from back here. Should be trapping. This is a retest gap technically. So as we're just kind of in this zone, I'd have to see if somebody wants to take profit on this thing first. I could also see the other side of the coin where, I mean, you are trapping a lot of bears on this thing. So a lot of nobody's buying anything. Nobody even takes baths anymore. I'm not even sure what a body work is. So it's going to zero. Any of those people, they would be trapped. So we are trapping a decent amount of people in this one. I got to add this one a little bit higher on the list. I've never traded this one before. So I don't know how this one will actually hold up or trade. But we are trapping some people. Again, it is technically a retest gap. I don't really want to play it as a fade, but I wouldn't mind trying to find an area to actually buy that dip on. So we'll get that thing pretty decently high on the list to look at. Wall was another one I was looking at. This one, I know it's financials and they're boring, but they have been moving. And this one was at least about an hour ago, was a little bit higher on the charts. So I want to see where this thing actually comes in and opens. If we can get an open somewhere above 35.61 or we start breaking out, in fact, that's where I'm going to set my alert to. So I'll set a little alert on wall. And that could give us, again, we have a pretty good, technically it's a gap and go, but it's also more retest as we were buying into it, into a little bit of resistance. So if we can get a break on wall, today could be a good day for this one. So I do have this one on my list as well. Fed, Logan says he's keeping an open mind ahead of U.S. Central Bank June policy meeting. Says data does not yet show skipping interest rate hikes in June. Yeah, well, no data has actually changed. It's just been all good. All right. Dale wants to take a look at NVIDIA and Netflix. Let's take a look at those. NVDA. It's a definite retest gap. I do like the fact that we're starting to break some of the volume in this last little pivot on Nvidia. But again, I I don't know. I feel like I'm too late to the game to go long for now. This one I do expect probably some kind of a fade, but again, it's also Nvidia, so if this thing could go bullish, and I don't think this happens today, but 320 will be in the cards. So again, the zone that I was looking to hold is here. So I have my mark at 299.34. We almost hit that 2 days ago. We got rejected, and then a strong push again from the bulls. So I don't think the bullish sentiment's actually out of this thing, but this should be a retest. Again, it's going to be a tough fade if you want to take that thing short, but this should fade down. I imagine this is the next spot that any type of bears who are still alive might want to try to protect. And then we have to see what happens back to that 300 zone. So I'm looking for that 300 and trying to reassess the position. I feel like there's still a lot of bullish sentiment in this thing, and this thing could still probably rip higher. But yeah, I need a retest first out of the gate on this one. Let's go to Netflix. I heard they had a new slogan. It's called "Why Read a Book." Netflix again, retest gap. This one looks a little bit interesting though. We are breaking two levels, or at least at the top of it. We're at the top of that double top ish. Probably target will be back to 358.38. I kind of, in a weird way, like it. It is on a technical basis a retest. So I want some kind of selling first. But that is a good gap. We still have some resistance up here, so I don't want to just say right away out of the gate it's not going to do anything. Yeah, let's see if this one gets a red candle first. But I like it a lot. And then again, my target on it would be 358.38. That's a lot of room to the upside. All right, we got MU. Yeah, nice gap. I don't know if we have an official swing trade on this one or not. I think Jeremy was looking to play, but I don't know if he got filled. So I'm not 100% sure if we're in on this thing. Again, this should be a retest gap. It's got a little bit of room to the upside too, so I wouldn't even mind. Yeah, we have a little resistance here, so we're at resistance. I don't think it's actually a huge resistance on it, which is why I kind of don't mind playing. I would say more resistance would be closer to 67.50, 67.51, somewhere in that zone, if not even a little bit higher, back to like 68.88. That's a tall cup of water for today, though. Again, MU looks good, but have to wait for some kind of pullback if I do want to go long. And again, I'm still more net long than I am short. Boots. Let me just check YouTube out real quick. See what I'm missing. CCL, we could definitely cover. Amazon, we could definitely take a look at. Would you please share views on Ford? Yes, we could do that as well. All right, we'll cover those as well. All right, we got Boot Barn. Yeehaw! Not so yeehaw. This one's getting killed. Probably earnings. Yep. So earnings, down a lot. Boot Barn. Ooh, I mean, if they only just sold Crocs, they would be so much better off. Pretty decent gap down. A little bit of resistance. Boot does look interesting as well. I'm going to add it to the list. Again, another stock I just have never personally day traded before, so I don't know how it's going to react. I would assume, I think we could fade up a little bit higher on this one first. I think we could. That's a pretty nasty gap. Any of these, you saw it with Home Deep, not that Boot. Boot Barn is the same thing as Home Depot, but you did see it on Home Depot. You saw it on Square. You're getting a lot of these breakdowns that are actually that should be gapping O's, and these ones are the types that don't work that well. So again, we're gonna have to see. Probably could get us back to about 71.15 before. So that if we could break out of this little pivot, which is 66.86, there's not a lot stopping it back to the upside for a full bigger retest into those moving averages, and then we look to fall a little bit. So I could be wrong on this one, but there is a lot of little support zones down here that should kind of save it, but has a pretty nasty gap on that one. All right, we got CCL. CCL. I like a lot of these stupid companies. If you haven't noticed, the last few swing trades I've taken, they've all been. I think we have Affirm still open. We have Upwork still open. I actually took a position on SoFi yesterday. I like these left for dead companies. I don't like this company enough to put them in my long term, nor do I like Affirm or Upwork, but or SoFi. But yeah, I do like these to look at for swings. I do like them for potential day trades. These are all kind of getting that capitulation and just trying to break that first level out of some of these just big just support zones. So we found a little bit of base on Carnival Cruise. It is gapping a few pennies higher, at least at this point. See if this one could pull back a little bit. Again, just for at least worst case, better risk reward. So even if I wanted to swing trade this one, I'd be looking for probably as close as possible to entry here. And my swing trade would be give me, nope, not that thing. Give me somewhere down here. So something like this, and obviously you're gonna have to see if the risk reward makes sense. I think we could see a price of close to about $11.87. So that could be decent. Definitely a good breakout candle yesterday. So some kind of a retest on that breakout would be very interesting, and that's probably going to give you a buy opportunity if anything. So Carnival Cruise is definitely in the same camp as some of the other swings I've been taking lately because they've just had better room to move. Ford. So Ford does not look like it doesn't look like it's really there yet. Something like the Affirms, the Upworks, the even Carnival Cruise. But is this a good enough price? Massive support. Are we gapping up on this thing? Not really. I don't know if I would day trade this one. I don't think I have a reason to day trade. I think there's a few things that I like better on day trade basis, but on a swing trade basis, we do have this kind of just consolidation area. So if you do want to try it here, worst case, you're getting some decent risk to reward. So you're probably buying it somewhere around open and then having your stops down here. So your stops would be somewhere in the 4 minutes and 52 seconds left. Somewhere around like the $10.50. So you have about $1 risk. So just on a standpoint of risk reward, because your anticipation is like, okay, this thing is going to break out and go higher. So if you're bullish on it, you're getting a very, very good location with good risk reward. So that at least I like. It's actually gapping down slightly. This zone has been holding, right? And as soon as we break that candle, I think it's done. Then just take my money, casino of the stock market, and call it a day. Then you're probably looking close to about 940. So that would be your next opportunity to buy it. But yeah, we are just channeling. We've had some bullish momentum. This is all pullback. You're probably even at the 618 if I could imagine. Let me just see one thing real quick. I think we're up there somewhere. Yeah, we're right at that 618. Sitting right at that, kind of putting in some kind of little bit of a pennant pattern, which I think does have the ability to break to the upside. So it's definitely one to watch. Again, for day trade, it might be a little tougher, but I kind of like it for a swing. And right around these prices, you're buying at the low of that channel. You can also wait for confirmation, but I don't know if your pricing is going to be as good at that point. Or at least your risk reward. Amazon, I'm looking for like a 121 target today. So Amazon's going to be pretty high on the list. 121.15 could happen, especially if we get cooperation from the overall market. I'm going to move this one up higher as well. Man, we got a decent amount to watch. No, there's no real gaps or anything that I really am like, I need this one. I really, really do. Not yet, at least. And again, this is a retest gap. This is the third. We're gapping up after 2 days of buying. So see if we get a pullback. Let's see if we get better risk reward on any of this. And let's see if it even did it pre-market. I'm watching that clock go. I'm like, oh no. You got a little bit of a pullback into this 116.45 zone. Let's see if we can get a little bit more of a pullback. I don't know if it happens. I don't. But if it works the way it should, I mean, let's just say I would like to see it. I also have targets of 121, so there's good upside to it too. So if I was going to take anything, even pre-market, I'd probably even try to have some kind of order at 116.43. I don't think I'm going to take it though. I'm just going to sit back, see if we get a deeper pullback than people might expect. And if we do, then that's when I'll take full opportunity on that. Anyone called out Cisco stepped away? Yeah, we did take a look. I was like the first one. Real Virtual Demand was on time, Greg Gilbert. Man, I thought we had it all together. Yes, Cisco does look interesting with this gap down. I would like to see and pre-market, we're already starting to kind of fight back a little bit from where we first looked at this thing. All right, I would be interested. The Cisco's going a little bit higher on the list for my potential short. Again, it's going to be tough to short things, but we are definitely trapping people. I think when we first looked, we were down a little bit further on this thing, so it looks like we were already starting to fight back a tad. Let's see. Can we take any type of play off this? Let's see. Bearish. I don't know if I want to take this too aggressively, but something like that looks decent. And then stop. We could even throw up here. Something to that extent. And just try to ride this bad boy down. Decent volume coming in. But again, let's wait for that. I'm going to wait for that 3-minute candle. So if I miss it, I'm not going to take this one as a break yet. Unfortunately, we only got 18 seconds left. I do appreciate all you guys in YouTube land joining me each and every day. You guys are absolutely fantastic. Make sure you guys, if you have not already, hit that little notification bell. People say smash the like button. I don't know why. So everyone's so angry, but just you can tap it.